So have you ever wondered why things just feel like not the right time? Feels off? You just can't do something that you really kind of want to do, but it just doesn't feel like the right time. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about that, why the timing might be off for you, and using the hidden strategy behind water in your life. Sit tight. So we all know that our bodies have a rhythm. We have a rhythm that moves with nature. We have an internal rhythm, say for example our circadian rhythm. Different organs function at their strongest at different parts of the day, just as we may feel like we can do things easier or harder depending on what season it is, where we are in the phase of life, pretty much. You know, sometimes it just feels off. The timing just feels off in life for something. And in our heads, it's like we want to do it, but we just can't. So why is that? Well, today we're going to talk about the water element a little bit and using the strategy behind water in your life, because when you think of water, so if you're not familiar with the 5 elements, I talk about them a lot: fire, earth, metal, water, wood, from the Taoist perspective. And water is almost like this hidden ninja in the corner, just waiting to strike. If we think of water, it's soft yet powerful. It's subtle yet it's relentless, right? There's a lot to water. And you know, if you think about this hidden ninja, it's using strategy over force. Whereas some other warrior types maybe just going force, trying to fight, but water waits. Water is patient, water is reflective. And that's kind of what I mean in life, and this is a good analogy for why the timing doesn't feel right sometimes. So if you think of water as well, it's like the seed that's planted in the ground. And you know, the seed is soaking up the nutrients from the soil, waiting to sprout out, waiting for the right time to sprout out. So we can't just water a plant and boom, it's going to sprout out. It has to have this hibernation period, this period of conserving its energy. And that's kind of when the water element within you, because we have all 5 elements within us, within our personalities, within our bodies. We have some that are stronger than others. If you want to check out those videos, I'll put a bunch of links below. But water, we have water within us, and a lot of times we go into our water in more of the winter yin season, but you know, we can apply this to our life when things just feel really difficult. Now you'll know it's the right time to take action from the water perspective when, number 1, when it feels more at ease and it doesn't feel like force. Number 2, you've been conserving your energy for a while, hibernating, not making a move, and suddenly you feel like you have an itch that needs to be scratched. And number 3, more importantly, suddenly the landscape seems clear for you, okay? Whereas the picture might have been kind of foggy or distracted, now suddenly you have this clear perspective on your life, clear perspective and understanding of what your goals are, what is the next step, okay? So these are 3 major signs that you are ready. Now, the opposite of these is that maybe the timing's not right. So just as we have the circadian rhythm, our organs are functioning at their highest, at their strongest at different parts of the day. We're stronger at different seasons of the year. We have this also connection, not only the internal connection in our bodies on a physical level, but the connection, we have an internal GPS, but also connection to divine timing. So if you don't believe in divine timing, just think of how many times you just couldn't push yourself to do it. Now I've experienced this recently where I've been working on my second book that I want to publish. And for the longest time, I just could not make myself write. I had notebooks and a stack of notebooks upstairs that I needed to type out, that I could just like put on paper, and I just couldn't do it. I'd sit down at the computer and it felt so forced I would give up. And I'd be like, okay, well, I'm gonna make videos or something. The timing just did not feel right. And I experienced this with my first book that came out in 2020, where it was like suddenly one day, it was just like everything came together and I could just automatically start putting things to paper, and I just did it. I didn't have to question it. So that's kind of the essence of water, waiting for this perfect timing. Now, understandably, we can't apply this concept to everything in life because we have work, we have kids, we have husbands, we have wives, we have things to take care of. But what I mean is you can apply this to the parts of your life that are not so much the mundane tasks, the everyday routine tasks, but the things that bring out the most you, I guess you could say, the things that inspire you, okay, that reach you on a very emotional level. The other thing about water is water likes to go deep. So I always love to read a good quote in some of my videos. So this one's from Lao Tzu, I probably pronounced that wrong. Nothing in the world is softer and weaker than water, but for attacking the hard and strong, there is nothing like it, for nothing can take its place. So again, we think of that ninja, we think of martial arts where it's strategy over force. Now, we could use this in the world more often because a lot of people in the world right now are just very aggressive, just forceful, just trying to control. But if we can learn to take more of a receptive approach, strategic approach, acting at the right moment, speaking at the right moment instead of just filling the silence. Like that's the essence of water. Water does not feel the need to just fill the silence because it's scared of silence. Water embraces silence. It embraces the space between breaths. Okay, that's what the essence of water is about. It can be very still, but it strikes when needed. The other really unique thing about water is if you think from the 5-element perspective, I have here, you could see a little bit, but life moves in a circular pattern. So it goes from pre-birth to birth to growth to vitality to coming back into itself. And water is the pre-birth and the death. So water is kind of the closest thing you can get to the divine, to the essence of everything, because it is, that seed underground, but it's also coming back into itself in death. So it's like this unending loop into itself. So that's the amazing thing about water, and that's why it is so powerful, it's so strong. So if something doesn't feel right, just think of the 3 things I said. If it feels really forced and you just can't bring yourself to do it, wait a little bit, because you may get a moment where once you release that trying to exert control, like we always do, trying to exert control, and we frustrate ourselves, and it's a lot more work. Like there's a lot of people who are really, pushing, but it's exhausting. Rather than the water's take on it is conserving the energy, soaking up those nutrients, and then when the time is ready to strike, you have this abundance of energy to do it, and you're not completely wiped out. That's the difference between the power of water and the power of just like a very young, moving kind of energy in the world and in your life. So yeah, if it feels forced right now, or it feels like you just don't have motivation to do it, even though it's something that you know that you really want to do, it's always on your mind. Wait it out. If things don't seem clear right now, might be a reason for that. It might be because the divine timing is not connecting with your own internal timing. The two aren't matching up yet. So sometimes we have to practice the art of patience, which is another water quality. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, especially if you're feeling frustrated. Don't feel frustrated. Think back maybe to times where just something felt off. Trust that, listen to that, because we all have that inner GPS that's guiding us. It's just a lot of times we try to override it because we're listening to what other people are telling us to do, or we're looking at what other people are doing, but their timing is not the same as our timing. Okay, we all have a very ingrained sense of our own authenticity that we need to cultivate, like that seed, and then strike when the time is ready. So have a great day. Subscribe. I put out new videos every single week for you on all kinds of topics. Hit that like button, share it with your friends. I really appreciate you supporting and watching this channel. Until next time, peace.